got it. Looking good, looking good. Work them, work them, work them, work them. So from the on-guard position, what Coach Brandon's going to do is start working just straight jabs and crosses into the belly of Coach Vlad. But Coach Vlad's not going to let it happen because he's just going to shimmy. So he's keeping his hands up, nice parallel lines. All he's doing is making sure that he rotates the elbow. It doesn't really matter whether you go inside elbow or outside elbow when it comes to the punches. You won't always make it perfect. Does that make sense? But you're just trying to make your midsection bulletproof, okay? So you have a little less to worry about, right? Just straight jab and cross. That's all we need right now, okay? So everybody got it? So this time we got our on-guard position. We're just going to do wide punches to the body, right? Boom, that's it. So we're hooking to the body. What you'll notice is that Coach Brandon's just got his arms up in that parallel setup as before, but he's taking the elbow and touching his hip bone. Touching that hip bone so that punch doesn't come around and get him in the ribs or the kidney. Does that make sense? So we're just making sure we're blocking those wide punches. Straight to the body, that's it. Or they're going wide to the body. Good. So right now you have the option, right? You can straight punch to the midsection or wide punch to the midsection. That's forcing your partner to either what? Body cover or shimmy based on the angles that are being fired at them, okay? That's what we're looking for. Does everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right, so at a greater distance, right, we can start with the push kicks, and that's your shimmy, right? It's still working the straight line to the body, right? You could go side kick, and he's still gonna shimmy. That's it. Anything direct or straight onto the torso, he's gonna make sure that he does what? Shimmy, that's it. If he starts to round kick, that's gonna be what? The body cover, right? Dip to your side, elbow touches the hip bone, and you're good to go, okay? So let's isolate the legs on this, anything straight or anything wide, but that way you guys get a chance to do what? Shimmy or body cover. Same idea, but now we got hands and feet, right? So he can straight punch to the body, he can round kick, he can push kick, he can hook to the body. He can mix all those lines that we talked about. Basically, you're doing the same exact thing, right? You're just a greater distance with the legs, so that way you can kind of see that coming. Once they move into hand range, you got to get a little tighter, right? Because those things can slip in a little bit easier, okay? So you're doing what? Ones and twos to the body, hooks to the body, push kicks to the body, side kicks to the body, round kicks to the body. It's safe to say pretty much anything. Everything you got, but add the high wide to the head. That way we make sure we cover the head no matter what. That's it. You guys see it? Still blocking the body all the time, so you're good. But every once in a while, they feed a high wide to the head on either your left side or right side. It's like they're trying to reach around your head a little bit, okay? And I just want you to give me a tight cover. You take your hands, cover up, right? Reach back there like you got a ponytail. If you do, you don't. Either way, right? But make sure that you grab the back of your head and give me that tight cover. While we're isolating the leg shield, we're just going to use the left leg. So that means whether they round kick low on the right side or the left side, we're just going to use the left leg to be able to check the kick, okay? So the goal is you're just turning that leg towards the line. It's best if you take your shin and put it on their foot. Does that make sense? If you bang shin to shin, you're gambling. We're going to see who has the harder shin. Does that make sense? Okay, it's not going to be good. Please do not put your knee on their foot or shin right now. But when it's real, that's absolutely what you want to do, okay? But for now, you're just using the leg shield and the crossbody leg shield to defend against those round kicks low. So that's all we're gonna do is just isolate that. Okay? Guess what we gotta do next, right? So you got all the body. I got the high wides and I got those leg shields, right? That's it. I gotta make sure I check the kick and stay covered up. So you basically can do everything but the jab and the cross right now to your partner and make them have to work their defenses while not being able to evade.
No jab, no cross.
No jab, no cross to the head. Right? But anything to the body's fair game, high, wide, and the leg shield's all good, okay? So we're gonna look for the jab to come, and what we wanna do is step and quarter turn out, maintaining our lead. You guys see that? He does it one more time for good measure, and then he shoves his partner into the corner, and now it's gonna be his partner's turn. Step and quarter, shove them in, that's it. And you just keep the cycle up, that way you can practice the footwork. You're never gonna move the second time like this, right? But it's just good measure to be able to practice the angles and see it coming. The goal is to not have to slip. The goal is to step, therefore forcing your body in alignment for the slip and getting you out of there to where you don't have to touch them at all. That's the real promise of this, right? He's got a different lead going on now. If you notice, Coach Brandon's got the right foot forward as the feeder. Since he's got the right foot forward, we've got to run to the outside again, step and quarter turn this direction. That's it. You do one more for good measure, shove them into the spot, take your right foot forward, jab, we step and quarter. You guys know why we're rotating these two directions?
Because the opponents are always going to slip.
That's true. There's a good likely chance, especially in the blitz, that they will switch the stance, right? Whether on purpose or not. But we're going, if you notice, to the outside. Like, switch your stance again, Mr. Brandon. Good job. And if he jabs here, guess what happens? Oh, I got to go that way, right? We're running away from the power side. Does that make sense? We're always stepping outside the reach as our main goal, okay? So again, if he jabs on this side, step, quarter turn. So instead of thinking about slipping, when you guys go, just do the step, and the slip is automatic. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to defend everything they give us except the jab. The goal is to be looking for that jab so that we can go and make sure that we do what? Get out of the corner. That's what we're looking for. This will not be easy. Does that make sense? So keep your hands up just in case you miss the opportunity. It also means that you're paying attention to what stance they're in at all times. Does that make sense? Because it could change when they're kicking. So be looking for their footwork, right? Look at their stance. Look at the way they're angling. Run away from the power side no matter what, so you're ready to go, right? You don't care about anything but the jab. Does that make sense? If you're sitting there looking at everything and worrying about everything, you'll never get it. Does that make sense? Sir. Just shell up. That's why we called this block the defensive shell. Shell up. Block what's coming in the most economical and short way and keep going. Come on, baby. Give me that jab. Give me that jab. Give me that. Boom. And then take the out. Does that make sense? Okay. I personally would not wait this long. But a lot of times as they move forward, they either throw a punch or kick. And guess what? There's about only 17 moves in Muay Thai. 24 if you get real complicated. Does that make sense? So the jab's coming at some point in time, right? So you can bank on it, okay? And that's when you can get out. This is one of the easiest ways to kind of shell up and just be elusive and then make it work, right? So let's talk about how to cheat then, right? Because that was challenging enough, right? So if we can say we're both in the left lead for now, right? Just for the sake of setting up the experiment. And you're here, okay? If you start to wait until your opponent starts to throw things, you're going to be reacting the whole time. Does everybody understand? But if you walk forward, step and quarter turn immediately to the outside, that's the idea. Does that make sense? You don't need to wait on the jab per se to really do it, okay? You just start to go. That's it. Now, the worst case scenario is that maybe the left kick's coming, but you see it from like really far away. It's going to be more obvious. Does that make sense? Maybe the left hook comes. But what happens when you do step that direction is it makes it extremely awkward for the person to throw it. So as long as they're not already throwing it, you're good to go. But you still keep your hands up at all times and just make sure that you're covered no matter what. Does that make sense? Now, you feel yourself reacting the whole time, right, when you go, right? Do you feel the difference, Brandon? Okay, so as soon as you go, Vlad, you go. That's the idea. Does that make sense? Don't wait on them. You're not waiting on any perfect shot. You just need to go, right? How can you trigger the shot? You could just step right away. Does that make sense? So he's there, and you just go.
So all you're doing is paying attention to what legs go, really.
That's really the most important thing, right? And so just for the sake of the drill for now, let's stay left foot forward, no tricky business, right? As soon as you're there, and it's like, go, you're just going to get out of there, right? Why save? Why wait? Okay, unless you're stuck and absolutely stuck in a bad way, you may as well be gone. But keep your hands up just in case. Does that make sense? So everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's yours. Here we go. Force the window to happen now. You're not waiting anymore. You're taking action. On your mark, get set, go. There they go. You just start stepping. Good, that's it. More about footwork, less about blocking. Just go right away, Christina. Boom, step. That's it. Great job, Kate. You're there, and it's like, go. Boom, that's it. Good, that's it. Get to the outside no matter what.
I mean, you've already started. If anything, just because it's...
Good, that's it. Nice, Bernie, that's it.
I'm recovering. Keep going. Don't wait for my reset.
Yeah, hook. Come on, Sal, you got to go. That's it. Make sure you step right foot, slide left. That's it. Step right foot, slide left. There you go. That's it. Good. Yes, you see what I mean? That's it. Yeah, that's it. Nice. Woo! Good. There you go, Sandra. Go for it. Hey. Hey. All right, is that better?
Yeah.
Much.
Considering my partner, not
Yeah, right there, Lauren. Yeah. Hey, so what did Lauren ask? If your partner's shorter than you, can you kick him in the head? Ah.